Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Demps Designs. How are you? Thank you, ladies, for tuning in. We're going to start in a little bit. Hi, Eugenia. Welcome. I hope everybody's had a wonderful day. Matthew, welcome. I had a good day. I had a good day. Busy as always, but it was good. Good and good. Hi, Cameron. Welcome to the live. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy. This is your first time, you're getting something a little bit different tonight. This is actually my very first live. So thanks for tuning in. Well, hopefully I don't keep you too long, Demps, tonight. Hopefully you don't fall asleep too soon. This is a little bit informal. So if you have to tune out, say goodnight, I will understand. Hi, Grace. Hi, Marcia. Welcome. I'm going to give a few more seconds here for some others to pop in. This was very impromptu in terms of making it a live. So I decided to go with that. Hi, Julia. Oh, well, thank you for being here. Hi, Angie. Welcome back. Shirley, hey there. I'm sure this was a bit of a surprise to you all. And that was partly what I was going for. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Well, hi from Jamaica. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Barbara. So that I don't hold you all too long, I don't have it timed per se. I appreciate that, Carmen. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's awesome. B, hi there. Eugenia, thank you. So I wanted to come live tonight. The whole purpose of tonight is you always hear me talking and sharing my fashion, my love of fashion. And I don't get to hear from you all, of course, unless you're on my live sales. And for those of you that attend there, that's a good time. I thoroughly enjoy that. And you all seem to be thoroughly enjoying that. But I want to come in this way tonight to just kind of informally just have chit chat. I've shared a little bit about me. If you saw my very first get to know me video, then you know a little bit about my background and who I am. I shared a little bit more in my last video. This is not so much a get to know me as it is just a very informal chit chat. Nothing personal, just we're just going to talk a little bit. So if you've got a few minutes to spend with me here tonight in the live chat, that is what this is about. So if you have a question, if it's not a question that I will answer, I will defer it, maybe, or it just depends on what that is. But you have a question for me. Let's start with there. Let's start with that. And I do have my water for those of you that are pushing me to drink more water. I do drink water. It's not my favorite thing, but I do have my water with me. It's got a little bit of lemon in it, and that makes it tolerable. So that's where we are. Hey, Miss Cindy. All right, Selena. That's awesome. So that is a good place to start, Dimps. I'm not going to go into the full story. I will give you a little bit of that, and I won't go into the full story of how I started the YouTube channel tonight because it is something that I'm planning to share in a few weeks. So I've scheduled that. But I will say that this was not my original idea to start the YouTube channel. It was at the encouragement of my husband that you see me here in this space. Um, I will add too that and I have a story that leads up to the start of the channel. Kind of I think I was a little bit set up for it, but kind of how that came to be all within the same year. But I started the channel. My husband was watching me watch other women on YouTube, and I was always watching fashion channels, and um, because that's my space. And he came in one night, he saw me watching, and he said, "You can do that." And I'm like, "Do what?" He said, "You can do that." And he talked to me for about, I don't know, 8, 9 months or so, just over time, just kind of seeing me watching others. And I guess he wore me down because I honestly didn't feel like I had the time for it or the real interest in the platform because it is what it is. It never occurred to me to even be in this space. Um, so that's the short answer. So when I share this in a few weeks, um, I will give you the prelude to how it came to be in total. So I hope for now, Dimps, that will hold you on until the next time. So that's what started the YouTube channel. And I was already on Instagram. I was sharing Instagram photos somewhat irregularly, but when I started the YouTube channel, I beefed that up a bit. I have not totally abandoned Instagram. I had an issue a few months ago, and I have not revived it to its full capacity. I will get back to that. Well, no, ma'am. Shirley, no, I am not. I am not. My daughter's 24, and so no, not yet, not yet. Angie, yes, yes. I am planning with regard to Christmas. I am planning to share more of the decorating. Um, I'm considering doing the 12 days of Christmas again. I did that last year. I did not want to go full in the first time with a full vlogmas, so I shortened it to the 12 days, and that was something I felt I could commit to. So I'm thinking of doing the 12 days of Christmas again. So in that you will see how I kind of pull my holiday together. So um yeah. So if you did not hear in my last video, Christmas is my favorite time of year. I love everything about Christmas. I love the decor, the music, the lights, the food, the gatherings, all of the things with regard to what it is outside of why we celebrate Christmas. So we know that we celebrate because of the birth of Jesus. That is first and foremost. So these things that are a part of Christmas just naturally, I absolutely enjoy. Oh, Dims, I appreciate that. Thank you. I am tremendously enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. Hi, V. MM. Hey, Pamela. As far as other crafts, yes. Not so much in the business. In the business, it's primarily centerpieces, the custom reeds. I try to stay to those things. Outside of that, I sew, not as much as I used to. It's not actually a craft, but I've made window treatments and things of that nature. Um, and as far as craft things, I do some things with like DIYs. I've shown a couple of DIYs here on the channel as it relates to fashion. So really just kind of what comes up. I don't mind trying new things. So if something is intriguing enough to grab my interest, I'll give it a try. So other things I guess would fall in that. Thank you. I actually found those mirrors in the dining room at Big Lots. I found them at Big Lots. I had been on a hunt for mirrors because I wanted something. I didn't want a picture there. I didn't want one big mirror there. And I wanted something that was going to have a lot of impact because the space was so big. So I decided on mirrors and I could not find the mirrors that I wanted in the quantity that I wanted. So I looked around, I would find two in one place. Somebody else would have a different style, and I couldn't get six. Originally, I wanted eight. I toned that down to six. So I was in Big Lots one day and I happened to like, well, let me just check in here. And they had the mirrors, but the configuration of the mirrors, um, you may not can tell just in the video, but the the bottom of the mirror is straight and it has the curved design on the top, which would have created an issue for my design. So the three on the top are turned the way they're meant to be. The three on the bottom, I turn upside down so that the flat edges would line up. So I have decorative on the top and decorative on the very bottom. And I think they were about 30 bucks a piece, something like that. All right, inquiring mind, Selena. No. Hair is not my lane. I am I have very coarse hair. It's very thick. I'm not complaining about that, but I won't be doing tutorials about hair. I do recommend mousse and gel. So periodically I do gel. I do a lot more mousse to help me kind of keep it where it needs to go and give it some shape and that kind of thing. But other than that, I go to the stylist maybe every 3 or 4 weeks. I do have a relaxer. And about every 3 or 4 weeks, I'll go to her to get it nicely cut so I can manage it. But outside of that, that's all I can give you. That is all I have. I'm sorry. Carmen, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you haven't been around for a while, my background is fashion merchandising, or should I say, my major in college was fashion merchandising, with a concentration in clothing and textiles. So it's always been with me. Interestingly enough, when I went to college, my original thought was not for fashion, it was for computer science. And I have yet to take a computer class. So I guess I had a reality check and redirected myself to fashion merchandising. So I've always loved clothes, the fabrics, the details, the architecture of clothing has always been something I have paid attention to and enjoyed. So falling into the fashion merchandising and the clothing and textiles was probably very natural, but I had to find my way there. And my minor was interior design. I thought I wanted to at some point be an interior designer, um, but I never have pursued that aspect. So that's just my personal interest. As a kid, I wanted to be an architect. I thought that was something that I was actually going to do. I believe, still have some drawings from when I was growing up, and those sketches and things that I would do, because that's what I had an interest in. And somewhere along the way, it transitioned. Never wanted to be a nurse, didn't want to be a teacher, didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to build things. And so it transitioned from that into fashion. And here I am all these years later. My primary work experience has been in retail management. I have a lot of retail management experience, but for the past 22 years, almost 23 years, I have been a realtor. So I am a realtor. That's my real job. So the other things that I do here are just is just what I do. And I got that from my mom. My mom always had a couple things going on all the time. And that's what I saw growing up. And I guess that was kind of a habit I developed kind of early. Kimberly, I appreciate that, Eugenia. He is my biggest supporter. He's right here for all of it. He's here for all of it. And I owe it to him. And you see me because of him, for sure. This is just it was just I'm more of a I'm not an introvert. I would probably lean more in the middle between introvert and extrovert. But I was very shy growing up, and somewhere I found a voice, and I came out of that space. But still, um, this is not somewhere I would have seen myself on a platform like this in this way. So, um, I guess I had to be pushed into just kind of realizing that it was something that I would enjoy in this way. And I do. I tremendously enjoy bringing whatever it is topic of the day to you all, and that you all are here to support me in this way. It's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. And I'm still, even after almost 2 years, I'm still in a bit of awe about it. But I'm having a great time, having a fantastic time here. Angie, my birthday is in December too. I'm a December 30th baby. And so I get to celebrate all month long indirectly. So I pretend that some of it is for me. But that's awesome. Birthday babies here in December. I love it. Thank you, Carolyn. Hey, Rochelle. Thank you, Selena. Dibs, I did not always have short hair. I I think I probably cut my hair short the first time I was probably maybe 30, maybe 35, somewhere in there. So growing up, like I mentioned, my hair was very thick, very coarse. So I was the kid with the heavy flat plaits with the ribbons and all that. And I remember the first time my mom took me to the hair salon. We used to call him a hairdresser back in the day. And I got my hair pressed. So my hair was pretty much shoulder length. And the beautician curled it. And within not too long after I got home, I had kind of brushed them all out. I was not feeling the curls. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what my mom said. I know that I brushed the curls out, and then I had kind of a bouffant kind of situation going on there. So I still don't like a lot of curls. I don't mind sometimes having pin curls, but with the short hair, I kind of went into that for maintenance, but I also kind of went into it because my go-to hairstyles forever was my ponytail. I wore it slick back. It was easy. I knew where it was at all times. And I went through my French roll phase. I wore French roll for years. So I bounced between the two of those. So I initially cut my hair, I think, to kind of force myself to not do those styles. So, and I like it. I do like it. Some days it's harder to do for me than others. And then other days it's very easy. I've never liked hair rollers and sleeping in scarves and all that. I've never liked it. I will do it. I'll use a scarf now to just keep it laid down. I just don't like those things. I just have to make too much of an adjustment when I'm sleeping with curlers and all that. So I do flat iron, and that's what we do day to day if needed. A lot of days I don't have to do that. Hey, Irene and BB. Hi there. Yeah, I have to have the glasses to read your comments. And I'm nearsighted, so the readers are for that. I do have several pair. I've actually got a little pair here in green. Yeah, so I keep these for sewing and for things I do in the closet. But for the most part, that is all they're for. If I don't take them off right away, I don't have any real issue seeing, like distance, kind of close. But they're readers. And I did a video. These are by Vici. I did a video on those some months ago. The the arm thing, yes, I'm still trying to find a routine in terms of what the actual exercises are going to be. So the ones that I showed you initially are the only ones that I am doing. But I want to expand on that because, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, a few videos ago, I mentioned that this area, I've got to work on it. I've been looking at it and I've started to work on it. So we're going to give us some time to try to get rid of that. Um, but yeah, a little soreness here and there. It's okay, but I've got to make an adjustment on that. So um, it's coming along. But I will share once I get to what I think is a consistent group of exercises with regard to the reps and things like that. I will share that. Hey, Rhonda, welcome back. I hope I don't skip anyone. If I skip your question, I do apologize. I am trying to go by each one and get everything in here. Favorite YouTubers. So the YouTuber that I was watching when I first started, well, yeah, the one that I originally started watching was Monroe Steele. She's from New York, and she recently has a place also in Miami. But at the time I started watching her was during COVID, and so now probably about 3 years I've been watching her. Then I started watching Janae Naylor, who was High Low Lux. I watch Ageless Restyling, named Sharon, and Angela Michelle. I watch her, and Barbara DeBerry. I watch her as well. So a range of age groups there. So I started watching, and actually, before I started the channel, Monroe was the Monroe was the YouTuber that I was watching when my husband started talking about me starting a channel. And Monroe she's not 40 yet. I think she's 30, she's 37 or 38. Janae is in that age range as well. And for the mature woman, I guess if you're looking at age, um, Sharon at Ageless Restyling and Barbara DeBerry are um, more mature. So a range of styles. So I watch people for different reasons. You know, that not necessarily that I'm gonna wear what they wear, but I can get something from anybody that I'm watching. So, and there are others. There are quite a few others, but those are the ones that I'm watching most regularly when I am watching YouTubers. Hey, Debbie, welcome. Hi, Beverly. I appreciate that, Pamela. I do my best with it. I do my best. Carolyn, I managed the Cato Fashion Marshalls TJ Maxx for years. I love fashion as well. Well, Carolyn, we have something in common. I was a manager at Cato for a bit. Um, it was kind of brief. I've done some other retail, but I went to Cato for a bit during the recession. So 2000, probably 9, maybe somewhere in there. Um, when the market took a turn, and as a realtor, of course, we were impacted like the rest of the world. So I went to work for about 2 years. And Cato was one of those stores. So when you hear me mention Cato, a piece I got from Cato or something like that, a lot of it was acquired during that time. But I wasn't new to Cato. My mom, believe it or not, used to shop for my school clothes from Cato. That was one of the stores she shopped at. Cato's been around for a very long time. And I didn't go to Cato for a lot of years. At some point prior to me going to work there, I rediscovered it, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. So for the price point and for what they offer, I do like their merchandise, and they try to stay on trend as well. So if you follow trends, that's somewhere you may want to check out. So yeah, I enjoyed that time. Ah, V, look at that. We're twins. I don't run into many people who share my birthday. So that's nice. Well, happy birthday early in case I don't get to say that to you at another time. That's awesome. Hey, AEV, welcome back. Oh, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ruby, the short hair can definitely be easy. And there are nights that I don't wrap. Like I said, I just don't like that scarf thing. And so there are nights that I don't wrap at all. So the next morning I can just brush the edges and just go. Is that if the cut is done, or if it's recently done, then I don't have to commit to that nightly wrap. So that works for me. The latest accessory I've made. Um, that was probably a flower pen. Hang on a sec, I'll show you. I've made some brooches recently, but I don't know what was first. But I made these, and I did a tutorial on the flower pens. So I made these, or this, in the plaid, and I have one in denim. There, and I think this was the last one that I did. I did this one during Black History Month. So yeah, that's and those are pretty easy to do. And I started doing them because I can control the size, as well as the design. So when I decide to make a flower pen, if I need one for something specific, I can easily do so. Thank you, Marcia. I over time kind of settled into what my style is. And I do tend to like pieces that are going to be around for a long time because I don't get rid of things quickly. And if I'm going to keep something, I'm keeping something that I'm going to still be in style in 5 years. So I don't do a lot of trendy things. If I buy something trendy, it's going to be something that is going to still be stylish in a few years. So I have some old pieces in my wardrobe, some that I look at and I think I'm going to get rid of. And if I can still wear it, it's still an option. So I'm keeping some things just because they still look good and I can still wear them. I will do so until I no longer want to wear them. So those that's one reason why I like certain things is because they're going to be with me for a long time. Well, you're here now, Sandra. And some of it may be repeated, and I decided to do this live because what I said earlier is you all get to hear me talk all the time, and you still hear me talk, but I'm talking based on what you're commenting. So you're in this conversation with me. So it's not one sided. So I wanted to go ahead and do a live. This is the first one. It won't be the last. And I was planning to wait until the 12 days of Christmas if I do that. But hey, I'll do it now. I might do another one then too. So who knows? We'll see. All right, Selena. Selena, I think you follow me on Instagram. Barb from Canada. Those store visits are a test to me. They are. It's a little bit like Christmas. I've told people over the years that Christmas challenges me. Christmas shopping challenges me because I'm not going to buy anybody anything that I don't want myself. I don't just buy random stuff. I think about the person, but also while I'm shopping, I see all these things that I want to bring home for myself. It's a challenging time. But it is so much fun, and the store visits are a great way for me to have ideas, to expound on things that I have in my closet. And a lot of times what I find is that there's not a lot of new there. There's a lot of repetition between the stores, which is nice to see, but also there's a lot of inspiration there. So the store visits are to show you who has what in what colors and what styles, as well as if there are any sales, those kinds of things. So that's why I do the store visits. Amba, is it Amba? Hi there, welcome. Thank you, V. Sandra, hey. Where do I buy shoes? No particular place. Um, I've gotten over the years, a lot of people have asked where I shop. And I have said in prior videos that everywhere is kind of the answer I give to that. I don't have a favorite shoe store, um, but those places would include DSW, Macy's, Penny's. I have a few from Cato. Cato has everything. For those of you that are not familiar, I have some thrifted shoes. I have shopped at um I bought shoes from Ross. I have shoes from Nordstrom, Dillard's. So, wherever the shoe is that works. So I don't seek out anything in particular. Wherever I am, I'm going to check the shoes. Thank you, Ruby. Betty, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks, Carmen. Angie, thank you for that. I I enjoy the sharing part of. I've heard several of you make a comment about me teaching, or it feels like I'm teaching you something. I call it sharing, but I feel like when we do things, we need to know why we do them. Um, have some understand, some basic, doesn't have to be anything grand and elaborate, but some basic understanding of why we do the things we do, why we dress the way we dress, or why we don't dress the way we want to dress. So in my sharing or in my teaching, um, I I just want everybody to experience fashion in a way that you can find your personal style and enjoy it. One thing we all have in common is that we must wear some type of clothing. So, whatever that ends up being in terms of how you make a decision as to what your style is. Are you casual? Are you semi casual? Are you dressy? Whatever that is, whatever you're comfortable in, what my goal here is to just help you enjoy it more. There is no wrong, there is no right. It's what we enjoy, and we have the right to choose that. There are a lot of things in life we cannot choose, we have no choice over. We do get to choose what we wear day to day, among other things. So, if I can help in some way, help you enjoy that better, I feel like my purpose here is served. I do too, Debbie. I have a few vests, um, and they range from some lightweight ones. I have a couple of puffer vests as well. And a lot of it is just for the style versus warmth. There are lots of things we can wear that don't serve the purpose that they were intended for. So when it comes to style for me, if it's something that's going to make my outfit look a certain way, I'm into that. And vest is one of those things. So I do enjoy those as well. I'm Instagram is so what happened on Instagram was I was erroneously deactivated. And I was down for, I don't know, 60 days or so. Got an update from Instagram that they had erroneously deactivated my account. It was reactivated, but the issue that I'm having with it is that when I choose to post on Instagram, it's pulling in my other page, and I can't get those things separated at this point. And I got a little bit annoyed, and I have not gone back to try to get them separate again. But I will get back there. I'm working on that. It's on my to-do list. So that's where I am on Instagram. I am though on TikTok. And a lot of it you is see is a duplication from what's here, but I am on TikTok as well. Thank you, Carmen. Online or brick and mortar? I prefer brick and mortar. And believe it or not, I'm not a huge shopper. Um, I don't have to go out, on any specific interval. When I go, I'm usually looking for something specific. Um, I am more of the brick and mortar because I want to feel. I hate to try on things in the store. I really do not like that process. But I also dislike taking things back if they don't work. So I have to force myself sometimes to try things on. And for that reason, I don't do a lot of online shopping. Um, with brands reaching out and things like that, I have had to kind of play around with some sizes. Some things I've had to send back, get different sizes. Um, And I don't like that process. So I think it's just easier for me to go into the store, and that way have I know what I'm getting. And if I have to take it back, we work that in somewhere. It's just that just is not a process that I like. It's a simple thing to do, but I am that person that'll put the bag in the car and it'll just ride for days until I can get to the store. So, um, in a store is preferred. That's right, Sandra. I gotta like it. Eugenia, I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you sharing. My husband takes my photos. He is the man behind the camera. Some of the shots are mine with my tripod and my remote, but those outside anything like that, those shots are his. We work it out and we come to what will be a final that you get to see. I appreciate that, V. Thank you, Irene. Hi, BB. Loga, welcome. Um, Fashion Week. I don't know. It's too soon to tell. Um, I think it's something I would enjoy. It's something I would enjoy. Um, I just don't know right now if that's something that's on my to-do list. Um, but I watch all the fashion weeks, which is how I know I would enjoy it. But it's just not a it's not an immediate kind of thing. It's something that if the opportunity arose or if I decided to go, one I definitely will let you know. But I haven't thought a lot about that. So we'll see what happens with that. Well, Selena, I appreciate their support um and the comment. It seems to be um I don't know. It's I don't know if I'm looking for anything specific that would say yes, do that, or try to attend the fashion week. If I did, of course, it um would probably be New York, for a lot of reasons. I like New York, as a visitor, as a visitor. So to just kind of go and spend a few days and be out. But I think that the fashion, or if I could get into a show or a presentation or anything like that, if I had that opportunity, I'd definitely take advantage of that. Because I think there's so much intrigue and so much, just so much to see. A lot of it is not your everyday who's gonna wear that, but I think the fanfare and the pomp and circumstance around that, um, would be awesome. I think that would be pretty awesome. And I actually need to go to Richmond Fashion Week. We do have Richmond Fashion Week, and I haven't gone to that either. I would be really selective in terms of what that would look like. So we'll see. So we're about 45 minutes in here. And for those of you that have taken the time to pop out and see what this was about tonight, I do appreciate that. So if you are new here and you have not heard about the live sales, I have periodic live sales. They're not so much on a schedule, although they are regular. Um, So there will be one coming up next week on Tuesday at 7 o'clock will be the next sale, and I am calling that a boutique sale. It's a traditional what my sales are, but I'm calling it a boutique sale because of the pieces that are in the sale, and they're a bit more. I was trying to do something a bit more curated for what would look more like boutique. So there'll be some holiday pieces, there's some evening pieces, there's shoes, there's jewelry, um, all of the typical things, but just a little bit extra with what those things are. And I just wanted to present them in this way, and call it a boutique sale because for me, it feels a little bit more like what I would want to see in a boutique if it were mine. So if I had a store, what would be in that store? It would be a lot of what you always see, but it would also be a bit of this stuff too. So Tuesday at 7 will be the next sale. So if you're not familiar, it is live here on YouTube, and I show you all kinds of things that you can buy, and we have a lot of fun there. Patent leather shoes. Patent purses. I would say start with Amazon. They seem to have quite a bit of everything. Um and just Google patent purses if you get stuck on can't see anything on Amazon, just and that would take you to probably all kinds of options. I don't see a lot of patent purses either. Um, I have one, and the one I do have is one I got at Amazon. And I had it in another color. I sold that one. And I just wanted a patent purse, and this is what I got from Amazon. It was under $30, I think. And I'm actually looking for something maybe a little bit different as well, but that's one option. Wearing patent in the fall, yes, ma'am. I think patent leather and leather works great together. Um, I think that creates a bit of a chic, maybe a little bit edgy style, but I think that is a great combination. So yeah, wear your patent leather with your leather. I don't see any issues with that. I do not have a decorating channel. I am not a decorator per se. The decorating that I do is holiday decorating. So when I started this business 5 years ago, the intent was to service the residential and commercial markets with holiday decor and custom reads. That is what I do. I somehow got pulled into weddings and birthday parties, and I was doing all of these other things in addition to what I started out doing. So I have now pulled back from all the other things and now have gotten back to my basics. So I do holiday decor and the custom reads now residentially, and I have some commercial clients. So I don't have a channel on YouTube. I did have I have a Facebook page that is inactive. So the thing about social media for me is being everywhere in all the spaces is it gets tiresome. So I try to keep that to two or three maybe and go with that. If you can find me there, you know, but no, I do not have a YouTube channel for the decorating. And it is not home interior decorating. It's not that. It is holiday and custom reads. Debbie, the lives are live. They really are. You all are just a wonderful group of fun-loving, fashion-loving shoppers, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely do. And so you all keep it going, and it just gets long sometimes. It's not my intent always to be out there that long, but I tell you, you all got some staying power. Sure, BB. Eugenia, when it comes to blazers, what I typically like is a cut that's a bit more tailored. I like them a bit more fitted, and I have a variety of styles. I typically prefer a double-breasted blazer. I think is my favorite style, although I do have some single-breasted ones. But I think I would suggest you go for something that is going to give you some versatility. A lot of mine are um, designed so that I can dress them up or dress them down because I don't mind wearing a blazer with a pair of jeans. But mostly I am wearing them, in more of a professional setting or a little bit dressier. But find some that are going to give you some versatility, and that way you're going to get more wear out of them and you'll probably reach for them more often. Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate you being here. Okay, Cheryl, yeah, no, so yeah, that was just for I not here on YouTube. No. So, Barb, thank you. I have had a love affair with shoes since I was a teenager. I was probably 17 or so when I started wearing heels. And so over the years, my feet have kind of pretty much adjusted to that. So when I come out of a heel, I can't be in a flat for very long, although I do have flats. And as far as keeping them for many years, I would dust them, and I'm kind of hard on shoes. I'm a hard walker. I'm a heavy walker. Um, after even after 30 years of marriage and 30 plus years of being with my husband, he still mentions sometimes how hard I walk. I always have walked hard. So my taps on my heels, that's going to probably be the first thing to go. So I have, if it's something I really love, I will replace the tap. So I have shoes that I've had for a few years, but I've replaced the tap because the rest of the shoe is fine. But I tend to buy a lot of pumps. That is my favorite style, and I have some variations of them. So with regard to my shoes for flats and how I store them, this closet back here is where I keep my flatter shoes. That's where my boots are. That's where my um, flats and lower heel shoes are. So as you notice, there's none on on these racks. So all those shoes, that's the shoe closet. I also have belts and some handbags in that closet. Hi, Barbie. Welcome. Thank you, Dorothea. Hey, Crystal. Crystal's Classy Life. If you all remember, if you were here in May, if you were here in May, that was my very first closet sale. And that was supposed to be one of what was going to be two closet sales. Because I didn't know what that was going to be like. I had been getting so many requests about my clothing and did I sell things and how do I get something and all these things over the course of several months. So I decided to have a closet sale at you all's encouragement. That to be. So I had that closet sale, and with it being here on YouTube, that was my first YouTube live for done it a live on real estate. I had done that before, but it was a little different here. I think one because of the orientation with the camera and all the stuff. So I really didn't know what was going to happen. So I started the live, and I just thought the comments were just going to scroll, and so I was getting behind, and people were telling me through arrows to look down and all this stuff. Well, Crystal, who is a reseller on Instagram, and she also is here. I also watch Crystal's Classy Life here on YouTube. And Crystal jumped into the live. I did not know she was coming because she also does her own things with her lives. And she assisted that night and helped me get through that very first live. So go over and follow Crystal on Crystal's Classy Life. She is on YouTube and she's a reseller on Instagram. And tell him to walk. You walk. Crystal is hilarious. I would definitely share that with him. That is absolutely the truth. Yeah, so y'all take a look at what she has, and so she has some amazing things over there as well. I will share that, Crystal. You love heels and 6'2" and still love to wear them. I wear flats to work. Your height and heels, I've heard women say they're too tall to wear heels. Now, I'm nowhere near 6'2", so I don't know what that feels like. But I don't think because you're tall, you should eliminate heels from your wardrobe if you like to wear heels. You're just going to be very tall, you know? So you find what works and go from there. So kudos to you for wearing your heels. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Some things have changed in the closet since that closet tour, and some things may change again. But that closet tour I did was um early into YouTube, if memory serves. So I've added a few things since then. So I may do another one at some point. And but I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I keep not sure what's going on with that, Selena. I'm not seeing anything on this side that even suggests that. Yeah, the shoes are, if I had to pick a pair of shoes as a favorite, I could. And I'll show it to you. This is my absolute favorite shoe. It's I love this shoe. And not just because of the style, primarily because of the style. But my husband gave this to me for as an anniversary gift one year. It's by Aldo, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So it still has the pump style, but with the T strap and the ankle strap. And the two tone is absolutely my favorite. And we are have so many variations of that pump. Baby. So when you all say things like you're dressing for your day based on things that I've shared here, that just warms my heart in a way that you can't imagine. And I fall short on sharing I fall short on sharing my shorts every day. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes by the time I think about it, it's like, well, we'll do it tomorrow. But I do try to share the shorts for inspiration, and not so much for you to duplicate what I'm wearing, but if you see a color combination, or if you see some jewelry, or if you see whatever that might help you wear your things. That is what this is all about. That is what this is all about. And you're getting compliments at work. Your name, the nickname Diva at work, and inspiring coworkers. Because how nice is that? That I love to hear those stories. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Some of you all have sent me pictures of the things you're buying at the sales, and you're enjoying those things. I absolutely love that. So I thank you all for doing that. Thanks, Ruth Ann. I appreciate it. And thanks for being here on the live. So we're going to be here for a few more minutes. This was not intended to be anything very long and drawn out. But just wanted to come to you in this platform in this way tonight to, like I said, give you an opportunity to chat with me and not so much me doing all the talking. We are actually having some dialogue. So Tuesday will be the next closet sale. If you can join me there, that would be great, in that you will have an opportunity to see what I'm calling a boutique sale. And I'm calling it that because of the pieces. I've got some pretty special pieces, I think, in this sale, and I've been saving them for this time. Holidays are coming, and we all do all kinds of different things. And so I figured this would be a great time to put these things out to maybe get you ready for the holiday or get you started to think about holiday and what that looks like. Oftentimes, I get comments about my looks on Sundays. So there's some suits. There are some suits included, and I feel like we have a lot of opportunities to go places, and we go shopping, we go buy these new things to go to these special events and parties and all kinds of things. So why not make Sunday just as important, if not more, and dress up on Sundays? It's become very casual, and I get it in a lot of instances. COVID changed a lot of things in terms of how we dress, but I'm still going to dress up. It's what I've always done, and I'm still going to dress on Sundays. So I brought suits into the boutique sale. So we're doing that, and I have some shoes, I have some gowns, so some of everything. So I hope you can join that. If you have purchased from my last sale and you have not claimed your items from that sale, I'm going to have to put those items back into rotation. I'm going to have to put them back if I have not heard from you, and give someone an opportunity to reclaim those items who may have been interested. So I think that's fair. There's been time passed, so I'm going to have to put those things back. Joanne, that's awesome to hear. And that's what this channel is about with regard to the mix and match. I had the hardest time trying to come up with a name for the channel. A couple of names I threw out there and started to research and things like that were kind of taken, and I didn't want to rearrange what that was to make it fit. So I made it a bit more personal and called it My Fashion Mix. So that's how Angela's Fashion Mix name came to be. And it's because we have the opportunity to mix and match our textures and our colors and our styles and fabrics and all of those things to create our day-to-day looks. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. It is. And Debbie, I don't know that it's regional. I think it's everywhere now. I hear it from all over, and I see a lot of it. There's nothing wrong with it. Please don't take it that way. There's nothing wrong with being casual. I just like to dress up. And I I've mentioned in a few videos or a few videos ago that I feel like my style is still evolving as I age. Now, I'm not saying I don't buy into the so much the dress your age mindset. I feel like we should wear what we're comfortable in and what looks good on us. But I think my style is still somewhat evolving as I'm aging. So we'll see how that goes. If I'm still here on YouTube, you'll get to see it. And I'm processing that in terms of how I'm buying even now. What are those things looking like? Um, so from a casual perspective, that has always been a weak point in my closet, which is why I'm so very intentional now with buying denim. I am I've got a denim haul coming, and I'm saving that because I want a certain number of pieces to be able to create those looks in that video. But I am working on my casual. And if you saw the short I did a couple of weeks ago, I had on a black jogger set. That's casual to me. Now obviously jeans is casual most of the time, but I like more of an elevated casual. But I'm working really hard on the denim part. I'm gathering and I'm building that space. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. But yeah, casual is the new thing. So we don't have to participate. We have an option, or we can participate as much as we choose to do so. So that's where we are. That's where we are. As long as it makes you happy and you are enjoying it, wear it. Thank you, Rhonda. Eugenia, I'm not sure what you're asking or saying there. If there's one I came run it up to, please let me know. Eugenia, let me know what. Rephrase that for me, please. So that's the unclaimed items from the sale, and I haven't had a real issue with that until um the past couple of sales, because things pretty much get claimed, which I'm thankful for. That's really awesome. But what my intent with these items is to go back to the live sale and see if someone else wanted that item and give them the first opportunity to have it again. And if no one claimed it, then it'll go back into rotation. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to go back and look at those videos to see who may have been next, or that person, if they don't take advantage of it, then I'll go to a next person. So I think that's the fairest way to do it versus just throwing it back into the sale. So that's what we'll do with that. BB, the short answer to that is yes. And the short answer to that is yes, because you're not the first to ask that question. So if you haven't seen BB's question, she asked if I've ever considered making curated thrift boxes. Um, yes. It's on my short list of offerings. Yes. I'm going to be working on that in the short term. Probably top of the year, just to get through where we are, all of these things that are going on right now, but I would say that is coming. BB, send me an email so that I will be able to add you to that list. Laying out clothes for Sunday days before. Oh wow. Days before. Um that's got to be a whole very well put together look. I do too. I do too. So the way you see me dress on Sundays is um probably more intentional than my day to day. Because it's church. I feel like I'm taking my best to church, that for that reason. Um, but when I pull my Sunday looks together, I probably have thought a bit about it on Saturday. And sometimes when you see those shorts where I'm asking you all which would you choose or that kind of thing, I'm processing that for the next day at that point. Um, but I don't put a whole lot of extra time into it. I think as I'm putting it together on Sunday morning, I work it out in the moment. So that's kind of how it goes. But because if you can pull it together over days, that's pretty impressive as well. So I like it. Oh, Brenda, I'm glad you love the necklace. Thanks for sharing. I'm starting to get emails of those that placed orders last time. Eugenia, I will do that. I will do that. And I will mention it again on Tuesday in the sale. But I do definitely want to give others the opportunity first, if they were interested in some of those items. Eugenia, also send me an email and remind me of that you would be interested. Yes, okay. All right, Debbie. Debbie, send me an email, please. So since that has come up with these boxes that have been mentioned, like I said, it may be the first of the year before it materializes. I still got to kind of process all of that with regard to pricing and what all of that looks like. That's under development. But if you're interested in something like that, go ahead and send me that in an email so I can go ahead and get your name on the list. Oh, I'm telling. Oh my goodness. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sharing with your wife. Please have her tune in if she would be willing to do so. Thank you so much. some of them, some of them might be a standout, BB. I think some of them might be memorable. Dance, yes, yes. I'm working on a couple of things in terms of what that might look like approaching the 20,000 mark. It's it's a pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that that number is where it is. I remember 100 subscribers, and I was so excited with the 100 subscribers that are watching me here on YouTube. That was amazing. So 20,000? Mind blowing. It is mind blowing. But I am working on something. We'll see that develop maybe in a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks. Visions of what? How to mix and match. Do you have visions of what? BB, are you asking if these the things I just dream up in terms of putting things together? Oh, Mary Ann, how nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody, thumbs up on the video. Demps, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. And BB, with regard to your question, if you're saying when you're taught when if I'm understanding your question, you're asking if I have visions of mix and match. So I'm thinking you're asking if I have thoughts about how I'm putting things together before I do so. Sometimes yes. It depends on where I'm going. Day to day, not a lot, in not of long thought about it. And that's one reason why when it comes to how much you have in your closet, some some people are minimalist. I did a capsule wardrobe video a few weeks ago. Excuse me. And in that video, I talked a little bit about minimalization. And that is a technique that just kind of helps you keep the mix and match going. And whatever you buy, you bring in, it's going to go with what else you have in your closet in terms of a lot of different things. Typically, with that, you are buying the same colors, and all of those colors are going to match the other things that you have color wise. I like color. My favorite, if you're new tonight, is black. I love black and white, but I also like color. And by the way, one of my favorite colors is fuchsia. In summer, it's orange and yellow. And so day to day, I kind of decide, am I wearing pants? Am I wearing a skirt? Am I wearing a suit? And just go from there. So I don't have to spend a whole lot of time trying to figure out what pieces are going to come into the mix. So, of course, if it's a suit, there's less to think about. But if I'm wearing a pair of pants, am I wearing just a blouse, or am I throwing on a blazer or whatever? So I do think about it in terms of cohesion. It makes me very uncomfortable when I am not coordinated. So I try to never be uncoordinated. So that would just make my whole day go left. It makes me very uncomfortable. So the pieces that I put together in terms of mixing and matching, I'm mixing and matching in terms of color. I'm mixing and matching in terms of style. I'm mixing and matching in terms of textures. I will mix prints, those kinds of things. But the deciding factor is where I am in life right now is if I'm going to be hot in it, and if it's something that I need to wear for the first part of my day, will I need to come home and change to do something else? All of those kinds of things go into that. So a few videos ago, I had a short where I showed you my Sunday, my church outfit, but I was showing houses in the afternoon, and I changed into something totally different. So I did have to kind of think about what that second outfit was going to be, because from church to the appointment, I had a short window. So I had to think about what I'm changing into in that regard. But the mix and match can be for a whole lot of different reasons. Baby, I won't say that they are God-given visions when it comes to that. I think over the years it has been developed to what it is now. Some based on my background, but a lot of it, and I would say most of it, is based on just preference, just personal preference in terms of how I feel. Um I think on cloudy days, a lot of times I'll go with something brighter. Um, and for this kind of weather that we're having right now in Virginia, a week or so ago, we were in the 30s and 40s. It was 70 plus degrees today. So, how that fluctuates, and that's another reason when it comes to, and I'll talk about this in another video, not to be long. So that's why I like to see everything. That's one reason why I enjoy this space, is because I don't have to go somewhere else into another room to pull out something because it got cold, or because it got hot. I have the option of mixing and matching it from right here. So there's a lot that goes into that, but I wouldn't say it's a God-given vision for what I wear. I think it does, the experiences I've had help me kind of figure all of that out. Angie, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is that Daljeet? Thank you. Thanks, Ruth Ann. All right, you all. I appreciate your time tonight. I do plan to do another live chat at some point. I wanted to do this tonight again for those of you that are new. I just wanted to have a bit of dialogue, just something a little less than what it typically is, to just be able to have some interaction with you in this way. So, my posting dates, if you are new, my posting days are Wednesday and Sunday are the main days. Now, if things get a little wonky with my schedule and I can't get it in on Wednesday or Sunday, then it will go to Thursday of that week or Monday behind the Sunday. But Wednesdays and Thursdays are when I'm typically here. And so I talk about all of the things we just discussed, but ultimately I want everyone to enjoy the things that they bring home, and we enjoy those spaces and feel good about how we leave the house day to day. Even if we're just running out to the store, there's a certain way that we can just run out to the store. And I learned that several years ago. You always say, if there's those inopportune moments, and I learned not to. I'm not gonna look but so bad leaving home, but I've been caught in a couple of situations years ago where it was like, oh, of course I would run into, when I look like I did. So that kind of taught me to, be a little bit pulled together. I don't wear a lot of makeup for those of you that are new. Um so if you happen to see me, and I have run into some of you here in Richmond, and and at a minimum, I'm probably going to have on lipstick, but I might not. I might not. So, um, just enjoy your things, and above all, do what your heart tells you to do. Do what your heart tells you to. Pray about it, think about it, cultivate it, whatever you have to do, and enjoy those things that you bring home. Until next time, and if you have not subscribed, if you just tuned in tonight and you just see me for the first time and you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share the videos. Everyone, until the next time, which should be on Sunday, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great night.